Wow. Happy New Year's. Happy motherfucking New Year's. Made it another year around the sun. Another year in this bitch. I'm doing dry January, okay? I'm doing sober January. So no sippy sip and no drinky drink. It's day 4. It's January 7th, but it's day 4. My birthday's on the 2nd, so I did a little something on them days. But I'm starting. Monday was a whole new week. I'm starting over. We're gonna do the rest of January. Hopefully, January is gonna be sober. Damn. Shit, and it's a long ass month too. So with that being said, damn, if I could turn water into wine, I would. This is about to be a long ass month. A long ass month. And it's not like I'm an addict. It's not like I depend on it. It's not like I'm SpongeBob. I need it. I'm not. But when you work, when you get out of work, you want to sip and you want to drink. Well, no, the sipping and drink. You know what I'm saying? You want to smoke and you want to sip. Anyway, if y'all pray for me. If you don't pray like I don't, goddamn, keep me in mind. Oh, there's a special place for me in hell. But that's okay. My seat's already reserved. Okay. So, as a music enthusiast, as a singer-songwriter myself, not in this genre necessarily, but I want to talk about hip-hop and rap. And the not the new wave, but what's the word I'm looking for? The state in where the genres, and notice I say genres, the genre is currently. All right. Hip hop and rap is of the same coin, but different sides. Okay. People mistakenly put the two together. And the thing is, it's never been like this. Hip hop and rap is different. Okay. Now, you remember back in the day, it was hip hop / rap. And if you ask me, okay, this is my theory. To me, it was white people's lazy way of just putting our categories together and just throwing it out there. Because to them, it's just niggas talking over a beat. Okay? They don't really understand the background, nor do they care. So to them, hip hop is rap, is niggas talking over a beat. Plain and simple, put it out there. So to me, it's always been classified together, but it's different. Okay, and it's been like this for years. The genesis of rap is really around gangster rap. I mean, give or take a few years, whatever. But it's been around for at least 30 years. The divide has really been, what's the word I'm looking for? Prevalent? Is prevalent the word I'm looking for? Let me see. What is prevalent? Hey Siri, what does prevalent means? Bitch, you better listen to me. Widespread, okay, so that is the word I'm looking for. Rap is more prevalent today than it was when I was growing up. And what I mean by that is hip hop is the reflection of the culture, and it tends to be more relatable. Rap tends to be more on the entertainment side, the numbers, if you will, right? And that didn't really take a chokehold of the culture until the early 2000s, when the target audience became simply clubs. It used to be for everybody. Now it's just strictly about the clubs. And it seems to be nowhere else, all right? That's the target audience, right? And so I watch a lot of reactors. And one of my favorite ones I like to watch is Screwface John. And usually I agree with most of the stuff he says. Like, he never really say anything, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I usually be like, at least that motherfucker, somebody fucking caught it. God damn. Nobody else be catching shit. But anyway, this, I say this because this fuck the streets movement, this side of rap, to my understanding, if I understood him correctly, and I'm sorry if I didn't understand, I'm somewhat dyslexic in my brain. He made it seem when Young Thug was talking about that side of rap and that they weirdos over there, whatever the fuck he was talking about, that he made it seem like Young Thug and those artists, those rappers, were the ones creating that divide. And if that's what he meant, and again, I'm sorry if I misunderstood, if that's what he meant, I would disagree. Like I said, this divide has been there for decades. Decades. This is nothing new, right? It's like, for example, which was, and you saw it, it was the versus battle between 3 6 Mafia and Bone Thugs and Harmony. And I saw that matchup and I was like, who the fuck? That was a good matchup. Who the fuck thought that was a good matchup? That wasn't. 3 6 Mafia should have went against somebody like No Limit. No Limit. They should have went against Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. That makes sense. Most people are going to side with bops. Most people aren't going to, even if they like substance, people like to have fun. They will always choose the fun music over substance. Always. So when you have Bone Thugs and Harmony versus party music, it was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? You should have had party music versus party music, substance versus substance. So again, 3 6 Mafia should have went against Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. They did it right the last one. They did, who was it? No Limit Studios, and was it Cash Money? They did that. I was like, thank God. Because I don't know what the fuck they were doing the last one. But I was like, yes, that's a good pair. That's substance, party. Boom. That's hip hop, rap. All right. So again, this divide has been around for decades. And one thing I do also want to point out is that, because some people like to argue, like, why do people give us such a hard time with the music we made back in the day, music we make now? Because back in the day was no better. And that's a good argument. But what I would like to say is because back then we had balance. Back then you had substance and you had party, right? Now it has become less substance and more party, all right? And that gets to the youth quicker than anything else, right? So that's a little bit more on a serious note. I don't necessarily want to go all the way into that. But yeah, back in the day, we still had that balance. You could sit here and get stimulated, and then you could sit here and wind down. Versus here, you're stimulated all the fucking time. And then it's not even like, I ain't even gonna say that part. I ain't gonna say that part. What I am gonna do though, because sometimes I know what I be saying, I just don't know how to say it the best way. So I like my handy dandy buffer Just say it for me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I got my handy little buffer right here, right? And this is going to articulate it better than I could possibly articulate it, okay? So follow me. So I go, hip hop versus rap. To most people, they are the same. To me, not as much. Back in the day, searching the genre, both were joined together. Hip hop / rap. And to be honest, to me, it's because white people just thought it was black folks talking over a beat. And that's not the case. It's the same vessel, yes, but the structure is different. It's like saying Taylor Swift and Adele mix the same type of music because they're both singers, okay? Just because they're both rap doesn't mean it's the same, okay? I hope I don't lose you there. Stay with me. But simply put, hip hop has one rule. You write your own shit. That's the only motherfucking rule. Write your own shit. Versus rap is more entertainment purposes, which can be more lenient. And to be frankly honest, rap is a subgenre of hip hop. Okay? Chat goes. You're touching on something a lot of people feel, but don't always articulate well, like me. I'll help you sharpen it without watering it down. Thank you, because you know better than I. More words. Your vocabulary hit different. Anyway, to most people, hip hop and rap are interchangeable. They get lumped together as talking over a beat, and historically, the industry even labeled everything as hip hop / rap for convenience. But that flattening mostly came from the outsiders' misunderstanding, not within the culture. They are related, but they are not the same thing. Hip hop is a culture, rap is a function. Hip hop comes with an ethos. It has rules, write your damn shit yourself, values, and lineage. One core rule, arguably the most important, is authorship and authenticity. Write your own shit again, okay? Your lived experience, your perspective, your voice. Even when storytelling or exaggeration exists, is rooted in you. That's why lyricism, originality, and credibility matter so much in hip hop spaces. When, like, this popular battle that just fucking happened, it was sent from the gods. This touched on so much because the real hip hop people cared about the bars and the lyricism. The rap people cared about the tea. You see what I'm saying? You could tell who's truly a hip hop person and who's here for the entertainment. Okay. Rap, on the other hand, is a technical act of rapping, rhyming over a beat. It can exist inside hip hop, but it doesn't have to follow the hip hop's moral code. Rap can be entertainment first, image driven, commercially engineered, written by teams, detached from lived experience. That doesn't make it automatically bad. It just makes it different. Your Taylor Swift versus Adele analogy actually is solid. Saying hip hop and rap are the same because they both involve rapping is like saying all singers make the same kind of music because they sing. The vessel may be similar, but the structure, intent, and rules are not. So when you say rap is a subgenre of hip hop, that's not disrespect. It's historically accurate from a cultural standpoint. Hip hop birthed rap, not the other way around. Okay? The chicken before the egg, or the egg before the chicken. Chicken before the egg. I need to look that shit up. Anyway, rap can leave the house and do its own thing, but hip hop still has standards. In short, hip hop equals culture, code, authorship. Rap equals performance, delivery, flexibility. Same vessel, different destination. That distinction matters, especially when people want to talk about skill, legacy, and respect. Did I lose anybody? I hope not. Let's continue. So I go, exactly. In hip hop, the artist is labeled as an MC. In rap, the artist is labeled as a rapper. A MC is more focused on the craft versus the numbers. It's about penmanship. Okay. MCs tend to respect the game because they have a story to tell. Their idols inspire them, and MCs tend to be more relatable to the audience because it's a reflection of the culture. Rap, not so much. Might have started that way, but now, for the lack of better terms, it's more on the business side, more on the numbers, right? It's about image, the clout, the numbers, who has the biggest hits, and its main audience is the club. Most listeners can't relate to their favorite artists when it comes to the money spending, VIP tables, designer apparel, and yet they tune in because it's a bop. These little tots on TikToks got y'all thinking y'all the top. That needs to stop. Anyway, chat goes, yes, that's the distinction right there. You're saying it in a way that comes from inside the culture, not from theory. MC versus rapper is a real line, even if the industry pretend it isn't. An MC, master of ceremony, mic controller, is craft first, penmanship driven, story centered, accountable to the culture, focused on the message before metrics. MCs care about how something is said and why it is said. They study the greats, carry lineage, and treat hip hop like a responsibility. Their relatability comes from reflection. This is our life, our contradiction, our pain, our joy. Even when MC flexes, it's contextual, not hollow. I hope I fucking said that right. A rapper, especially in a modern sense, is market first, image driven, numbers valid, disposable by design, optimized for impact, not depth. Really now? You don't motherfucking say. And like you said, rap did start rooted in culture, but the center shifted. Now it's about biggest hits, club viability, virality, that's the word. There it is. That's where it hits. Clout economics, who's wearing what and sitting where. Most listeners can't relate to the lifestyle being sold, VIP section, designer head to toe, money spent with no consequence, but they still tune in because it's a bop, an escape, a fantasy. That doesn't make the listener dumb. I beg to differ, but I want to go there. It makes the product effective entertainment. That's the key difference you're naming. Hip hop asks you to listen. Rap asks you to move. Both have a place, but only one is trying to say something. And I wonder which one that is. Hold on, let me hit it with a Shanae. Right. Anyway, what the fuck I was saying. Fucking Shanae. Anyway. And when an MC talks about respecting the game, it's because they understand someone came before them. The mic isn't neutral. Lyrics shape identity. Culture isn't infinite. You can drain it. And y'all draining the fuck out of me. Rap can exist without awareness. Hip hop can't. What you're really critiquing is a popularity, is priority. Numbers over narrative, image over insight, consumption over connection. And that's why the distinction still matters, even if algorithms don't care. Now, let's talk about that side of rap. Like it's a new fucking thing. No, it's not. This is me, by the way. The two have been their own entities for years. This isn't new. The Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef brought this to light. The beef is the epitome of the division of our culture. Everything that these artists represent was showcased. It was craft versus numbers, integrity versus ego, storytelling versus being messy. Okay, pause. I love that battle so much. I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan, and I've been a Kendrick Lamar fan like back 2013, like back then. Like when it was J. Cole and Kendrick and who was the best. I like J. Cole too, but I'm a Kendrick girl, right? When this happened, I don't talk. When this happened, I knew exactly what it was. Like everybody else was like, "Oh, Drake, boo, Kendrick, it's finally happening, boo, 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 let's see who the better." I knew exactly what this was, and it was hip hop versus rap. That was the epitome of this battle. Okay, I knew exactly for what it was, and I was like, please put belt to ass on this one. Ooh, I was Now, don't get me wrong, I don't mind rap. Okay, I don't like today's rap. I like the rap that I grew up with. I can't stand the rap today. So I might be a little biased, but I don't give a fuck. All right, let's go back to chat. Exactly. This is chat. What's frustrating is people are acting like this split is new, when in reality it's been there for decades. What's new is that finally played out on the stage big enough that even casual listeners couldn't ignore it. When people say that side of rap now, it's revisionist. Revisionist. I'm gonna have to look that word up. Hip hop and rap have coexisted as separate entities for a long time, sharing a vessel but operating on different value systems. Kendrick versus Drake moment didn't create the divide, it exposed it. Oh, really? You don't say? The beef wasn't just personal, it was symbolic. Like I said, I knew the moment that happened, the moment it clicked, and it needed to, because we've been caught up in the rap culture for so long. We need to bring it back to its originality. Like sometimes you go so far off this way that you need to bring it back and remember where the fuck you came from, right? And so now it's time to bring it back, because a lot of us forgot who the fuck we are, right? A lot of us got lost in the sauce, and we need to humble ourselves again, okay? No pun intended. Anyway, the beef wasn't just personal, it was symbolic. It was MC versus rap star, craft versus numbers, integrity versus ego, storytelling versus skeptical. Kendrick represents lineage. You can trace his DNA, no pun intended, Pop, Nas, Cube, the Riot tradition. His work demands attention, context, patience. You don't have to put out music every fucking year. Most artists don't. The only artists that do that are the ones that's trying to stay relevant, because if they go away for 4 years after one song, you might forget about them. Just because quantity isn't always good. It just means you're just trying to stay here so people won't forget about you, okay? Anyway, so context, patience. He's accountable to the culture and uncomfortable on purpose. Drake represents dominance in the modern rap economy. He's optimized for reach, adaptability, relevance. His strength is ubiquity, not rootedness. He mirrors, keyword mirrors, meaning that's not fucking him. He's just doing what's correct at the moment. He mirrors the moment more than he interrogates it. Neither one of those paths is accidental. That's why the clash felt so charged. It wasn't just who won. It was about, what do we value now? And you starting to see what we value now, huh? Do we reward pen or performance, truth or trend, substance or saturation. And the messiness you named matters. Hip hop battles traditionally test skill, wit, perspective. Well, we saw how quickly things slide when the goal isn't mastery but dominance, when ego outweighs discipline. The culture watched itself in real time. Some people sided with numbers because that's how they measure worth. Others sided with craft because that's how they measure legacy. Okay? And a lot of folks were uncomfortable because it forced them to confront these aren't the same thing anymore. So yeah, it wasn't gossip, it was referendum. And the fact that people are still arguing about it proves your point. Hip hop and rap don't answer to the same judge. Okay. And I want to go back to the hip hop was the skill, the wit, the perspective. Because another thing about the battle that was pissing me off, and again, you could tell who was there for the hip hop and who was there for the rap. The people who were not true hip hop people wanted the tea. They didn't care what he was saying because Kendrick's not saying nothing. He's saying a lot of stuff. You're just not catching it because you're not here for the wordplay. You're here for the what is it? The nuke. You're here for that. And if nobody's giving you tea, that's not worth nothing to you. That's a you problem, okay? That's you. All right. So again, penmanship, tea. All right. Y'all want the theatrics. If you're with the rap side, if you're with that side. So now let's get to the this is where I wish I could have a smoke. Because this is where the shit kind of gets under my skin a little bit. I want you to follow me on this, okay? This is me. What bothers me about today's rap, this is why I don't like rap a lot of times now, is that it exacerbates the stereotypical image of our people and our culture. Rap serves its purpose. It gets you through your workout. It gets you hyped up for a game, whatever. But it tends to backfire on us in the real world, in reality, okay? Not on social media. Y'all think social media is reality. No. Y'all need to get off that shit. And actually, there's a lot of shit going on in the real world. And y'all lost in. Y'all can tell me who's fucking who, but you can't tell me what's going on across the way. I wish I could smoke. Ooh, it's about to be a long ass month. Whether we like it or not, or believe it or not, we are still fighting for our respect and acknowledgement as Black people. And rap tends to be that dark cloud that we can't shake a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, so when we're trying to get shit done and we're trying to, when they're trying to get rid of affirmative action and they're trying to say DEI is just solely Black people and we're trying to sit here and fight for shit and whatever the case may be and shit like that, we'll go and we'll try to sit here and fight our battle and we're like, we're not all thugs. And then they go, young thug. And it's like, damn, okay, hold up. Okay, good rebuttal. But hold on. We are not whores. We're not sluts. You're going to respect us. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. Okay. Hold on. How about this? We are not inherently violent. How about that? Drill rap. And it's like, fuck. It's like when you're trying to, as black people, you're trying to move forward, but they use that for the reasoning of why they feel the need, why they feel the need that they shouldn't compensate us, or they shouldn't acknowledge, or whatever. That's the reason. That's the rebuttal they give us, and then we're like, y'all making mopping. You're making this a lot harder than what it needs to be, my people. I'm trying to fight for us, but and it shouldn't be that way. But the thing is, it is, because people don't do their homework. They go off what they see in the media. They go off what we portray ourselves as. So if we're constantly giving that image, what do you think the outside world, and I'm not even talking about America, what do you think people in other countries think we are? Auntie, what do you think we are? What do you think they think we are? They think we are exactly what the fuck we look like when we turn on the Instagram and shit. Okay? So I continue. We argue, we're not thugs. They'll point out a young thug, over-sexualized. There's some whores in this house. We aren't inherently violent. Drill rap. It makes it hard for us to fight our battles, right? Chat goes, yes, this is really important. This is a really important point. It's something a lot of people gloss over when they talk about rap. What you're describing isn't personal taste. It's cultural consequence. Rap today, especially the numbers-driven mainstream version, often amplifies stereotypes about Black people in ways that feel unavoidable. And it's not accidental. It's a reflection of the market that profits off extremes, hypersexuality, aggression, materialism. These things sell because they're visually and sonically dramatic, but they also color the outside world's perception of us, whether we like it or not. Hip-hop, true MC culture, tends to resist that trap because it carries an accountability to community and legacy. It's about telling the story that resonates, critiques, and uplifts. Rap for entertainment that's optimized for clicks, streams, virality, not context. You nailed it. It's not just music. It has real world implications. People still use the narrative in rap as proof of Black identity and behavior, even though they are selective, dramatized, and commercialized. That's why fighting for respect, recognition, and nuanced acknowledgement of Black humanity feels like swimming upstream when these hits dominate the conversation. And yet, paradoxically, rap's hype and energy serves its purpose. It gets people moving. It's an escapism. It's joy. But those same hits create friction when the world sees Blackness primarily through those extremes. It's tension. It's a tension we always have. Celebration versus misreputation. Hip-hop, the culture, carries the history and critique to balance it. Modern rap, numbers first, ignores that responsibility. So now, here I go. If they don't believe it, look at those not from the culture. Rap has gained a lot of non-Black listeners over the recent years, and now they are starting to mimic what they see on screen, which is Black stereotypes. The hand gestures, the aesthetics, the baby hairs. Oh my God, when I be seeing people with it, I'll be like, sweetheart, we are overdoing, we doing all this little S-curl shit. Please stop that. Please. I don't know what the fuck that is. All that it be all up in here and all the way down. Stop. The Black scent, the neck rolling, whether they say it out loud, they believe this is Black excellence. Chat. Exactly. That's a crucial point, and it shows how cultural export without context can be toxic. Rap has become a global commodity, and its reach is unprecedented. But unprecedented. I don't know why I felt like I said that wrong. But what happens is when people consume it without understanding the culture that birthed it, they see the surface level markers, the swag, the hand gestures, the Black scent, the clothing, the bravado. They don't see the lineage, the struggle, the storytelling, or the responsibility that hip hop carries. And then they assume that's full expression of blackness, which is both reductive and dangerous. It's performative mimicry. People are adopting stereotype as culture and calling it black excellence, even though it's only a fragment, often exaggerated for entertainment. It's like taking a single scene from a movie and then thinking it represents the entire society. And the tricky part, this feeds back into how black people are viewed, judged, policed in the real world. The exaggeration of rap themes, violence, hypersexuality, materialism becomes proof, which is what I was saying earlier, of stereotypes for those outside in the culture. Meanwhile, nuance, intellect, and artistry of MCs get overlooked because it doesn't make the highlight reel. This is why hip-hop culture has always stressed authenticity, respect for the craft, and responsibility. It's not just artistry. It's a defense mechanism against misrepresentation. Without grounding, the art becomes a mirror that distorts rather than reflects. I need a little break right now. Because all that talking, baby. I need a little protein. So I go, clock that tea. Again, I would like to reiterate this. Rap serves its purpose, but it should not be our representative. Chat, that's the truth. No sugarcoating. Rap serves its purpose. It energizes, entertains, escapes, it even unites people in moments. But it's never meant to be our ambassador to the world. When you let the loudest, flashiest, or the most exaggerated narrative stand for the entire culture, you're handing outsiders a distorted lens. Hip-hop, the craft, the MC ethos should be the standard barrier. That's the side that carries context, depth, history, and accountability. That's the side that says this is who we are, this is where we come from, this is what we value. Rap is like a flashy trailer. Hip-hop is the full movie. And right now, too many people are judging the movie by the trailer, thinking the chaos and clout are the full picture. The art and the culture can coexist, but one should inform the other, not replaced by spectacle. Hip-hop preserves integrity. Rap sells the hype. And as you said, hype is not representation. I need a little protein break. What did we learn today? I hope you learned something. Because I don't want to hear this. Well, I don't mind hearing the fuck the street part. I do not mind that at all. We can fuck the street all we want. But we need to stop saying this side of rap like it's totally motherfucking different. It's always been there, okay? It's always been there. And if you still don't understand, I'm going to simplify what I just said in the past hour, or however long this is. I'm going to simplify it even more. Just in case you didn't understand. Let me quote the great Chris Rock. There's black people and there's niggas. The niggas got to go. Okay? Black people, hip hop. Niggas, rap. Okay? And y'all had y'all share. Y'all overstimulated the society. It's time for y'all to sit back a little bit and let hip hop correct the shift that has happened in the recent years. Okay, so while you guys are sitting your happy asses down, few tips: read a book. That's one. Read a motherfucking book. Tip 2, speech therapy. Please, God, speech therapy. 3, therapy as well. And while you have that, detox. Because a lot of y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna make it unless you live fast and die hard, or what is it, live fast and die young, whatever. If that's what you're trying to do, then you do you, boo boo. But if you ain't, So you need to slow down on them pills a little bit. You should be doing dry January like me. Shit, god damn it. So yeah, you know, we do that, and if you don't like the messenger, that's okay. If you don't want me to say it, let me quote the great Bun B. What he says: "Go read a book, you illiterate son of a bitch, and step up your vocab." I am, and that pretty much sums it up. If you still having trouble with the difference, then so you need to go read a book.